Excellent. All right. So welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight for our signature program, Lowe Connects. I am Dr. Tola Porter, the Lowe Art Museum's educator for academic and public programs, and I am delighted to have you with us tonight. I'm just going to go ahead and ask that everyone turn off their video and go ahead and mute themselves so that we can make sure that we see our two speakers most prominently. And tonight we have the University of Miami's Assistant Professor of History, Eziaku Nwokocha, and she's here to present ideas from her freshly published book, Vodou on Vogue, Fashioning Black Divinities in Haiti and the United States. There's a little bit of housekeeping to cover before we get started. Closed captioning should be enabled for you, and you can click this button at the bottom of your Zoom screen to make sure that you can see a closed caption transcript as the program goes on. And also, at the end of the program, we will be having a Q&A session. So please type your questions into the chat, and we'll be able to read those out for our speakers. During the Q&A and throughout the program, we ask that attendees maintain respectful decorum. If offensive comments are added to the chat, we reserve the right to remove participants to ensure a safe and scholarly space for presenters and attendees. So I'd like to highlight the strong lineup of exhibitions on view and several new shows that are opening soon in October. I encourage you to either use this QR code or to go ahead and visit our website to see the full lineup of exhibitions in the fall. I also would love it if you came and joined us for the festive nights, the opening nights of the exhibitions in October. We have several exciting programs coming up. On September 7, we're going to host a demonstration of the Japanese art of flower arranging, and that will be followed by a reception, and that's this event on September 7 from 6:30 to 8:30. And then on September 12, I will host a slow looking program, which is a virtual program where we go deep and go calm and look at two works of art over 30 minutes. And this time we're featuring Picasso and collage. All of these events and details and registration information are on our website's events calendar page. So tonight, Dr. Nwokocha, along with her friend and inspiration, Vodou Priestess Manbo Maude, will speak about the intersection of fashion and spirit in contemporary Haitian Vodou. They link adornment with religious belief and community in the practice of Vodou today. And they also connect these practices with the scholar and practitioner, with the Lowe Art Museum's two flags that we have, Vodou flags by the artist Clotaire Bazile. Eziaku Nwokocha is an assistant professor in the Department of Religious Studies at the University of Miami. She's a scholar of Africana religions with expertise in the ethnographic study of Vodou in Haiti and the Haitian diaspora. Her research is grounded in gender and sexuality studies, visual and material culture, and Africana studies. Her scholarship is featured in the Journal of Haitian Studies, Harvard Divinity Bulletin magazine, Reading Religion, and Women Studies Quarterly. Before coming to the University of Miami, she was a presidential postdoctoral research fellow in the Department of Religion at Princeton University and a visiting fellow at the Center for Culture, Society, and Religion at Princeton. She obtained a PhD with distinction in Africana Studies from the University of Pennsylvania, a master's degree in Africana Studies from the a master's degree in Theological Studies from Harvard Divinity School, and a bachelor's degree in Black Studies and Feminist Studies from the University of California, Santa Barbara. Manbo Marie Maude Evans was born in Jacmel, Haiti, and moved to the United States in the early 1990s. She graduated from Lesley University with a master's in mental health counseling and holds degrees in economics and fashion design. She currently works as a health supervisor for CAAS Head Start in Somerville. She serves as a mental health clinician in the greater Boston area. She's a mother of 3 and a practicing Vodou priestess. In an effort to combat the prejudice towards Vodou, Maude has chosen to speak openly about her faith and to share its beauty as well as her vision of hope for the tradition. She has given talks and conducted ceremonies at Harvard University, Brown University, MIT, University of Vermont, BU, Duke, and UCLA. Alongside giving talks, she also performs rituals year-round in Boston and in Haiti, which include ceremonies, healing rituals, divinations, initiations, spiritual weddings, and spiritual healings. As we transition to our 2 speakers, I'm going to keep their 2 images here at the top of the screen and go ahead and close my view so that we can focus on them. And now, without further ado, I turn the floor over to our distinguished speakers.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Porter, for that lovely introduction. I hope you all are ready. I see more people are coming in. I just want everyone to know, not only did you hear the wonderful report of my degrees, you see how I just flipped my hair back, of my degrees and my wonderful accomplishments, I have the pleasure and the honor to be working with who I call the Beyonce of Haitian Vodou, which is Manbo Marie Maude Evans. And I think that we should know that this is such a sacred space and such a beautiful moment, not only because the book is coming out, the book is out, it's not coming out, it's out already. So if you haven't purchased it, please purchase it. And this is the beginning of our world tour. I'm claiming it, Mumble Mode, our world tour. And what better place to start that with the Lowe Art Museum. So again, Dr. Porter, thank you so much for the introduction. I want to do my due diligence to give a special shout out to the Department of Religion and my colleagues that are here, Justin Ritzinger, Daniel Pals, David Kling, Dexter Calendar. And I just want to tell you all, thank you so much for the wonderful collegiality. If I missed anyone, I apologize. And for the University of Miami colleagues in Department of History and Sociology, as well as music. Thank you all for coming. This is wonderful. And again, I'm just so grateful to be here at the University of Miami because again, if you guys have not, if there's any students that are thinking of taking classes in the Department of Religion and History and Music, please, like you are in store for wonderful colleagues. And again, the support that I'm already having thus far is just amazing. Now that I've given my shout out, I just want us to begin by thinking about who the Lowe Connects and thinking about the drop of flags. And again, thank you, Dr. Porter, for just knowing when I'm going to move. I didn't even say next yet. So thank you so much. All right. So this talk is going to be a dialogue. Not only am I going to just talk about the overview about my book, Vodou and Vogue, but it's with the hopes that we can have an introductory understanding of Haitian Vodou, and also that you get a chance to meet me as a scholar, as well as the wonderful Manbo Mode, so we can talk to you about what Vodou is, maybe possibly dismantle some of the nasty stereotypes about Haitian Vodou. And of course, so we can understand just the wonderful work that I was able to contribute about Manbo Mode's beautiful temples in both Jacmel, Haiti, as well as Mattapan, Massachusetts. And I hope that y'all know that Mattapan, Massachusetts is the suburbs of Boston, and it's the 3rd largest immigrant population for Haitian people. I hope you all know what the first is. The first is, oh, I see you, Ellen. The first is Miami. So Miami has one of the highest, largest populations of Haitian people, both people that have migrated 1st gen and 2nd gen. So again, having this book being launched out of University of Miami is huge. I'm already seeing the chats. We're going to talk about the difference between Vodou, V-O-D-O-U, that is based in Haiti, and Voodoo, V-O-O-D-O-O. So, but before we begin, let's talk about these drapeau flags or these Vodou flags. So this Vodou flag is in the collections at the Lowe Art Museum. So if you have not gotten the chance to go to the Lowe Art Museum, do so. It is so dope. It is so cool. Dr. Porter will be there to showcase to you these beautiful collections from the one and the only Clotaire Bazile, who is also a high priest. Just a bit of a background. Clotaire Bazile was a Vodou priest. He was a healer and one of Haiti's most famous flag makers. And so I want, if Manbo, if you can do us the honors of talking about what are drapeau or Vodou flags used for, and if you can open us up to think about what Vodou is in this and help us think about Vodou in general.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Porter. Thank you, Dr. Eziaku. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. Of course, I can talk about the flags. And so in Haitian Vodou, if you don't have a flag to welcome spirits, to honor the spirits, you don't have a ceremony. And you need to have a flag to not only to welcome, but to parade, the spirits, and also in a ceremony like initiation, we always have the flags in honor. It's a way to say to spirit, you are the highest in the space. And it's all about spirit. So I see the first flag for Freda and the Malawedo. And when I say Vodou is about art, I'm not kidding. It's about art. It's a beautiful flag. And the same way, in the White House, you have a flag. Any important administration, you will see a flag there. It's like a landmark. It's to say that it's an important spot. It's an important administration. The same way we have the Vodou, the flags, to show that it's important. Mm. And so you will see the flag is made with beads, mm-hmm. and also sequins. And so there is something I see in those flags. Mm-hmm. Usually you will see a flag for Freda. You will see just the heart. But this one, I see an image, mm-hmm. the Catholic saint. Mm-hmm. So that is the difference that I see. And then the same thing also for Saint Jacques. Saint Jacques is an august spirit from the Nago nation, and you see the image of the saint. It's Saint Jacques Major, mm-hmm. and also you see the colors associated with the spirits in the flag.
So Mama Maude, do you mind if I interrupt you real quick? Because I love how you're breaking in the different types of sequence, the mm-hmm. images that you see. And I just want to tell people historically that there's two different ways of thinking about Haitian history. I'm sure people know about what happened with the transatlantic slave trade that has moved members of enslaved Africans that are from West and Central Africa to Haiti, and they came from all over. So what Manbo Maude was talking about is thinking about Ogu. Ogu is the god of war, and he stems from the Nago nation, which is from the Yoruba nation. And Freda is a goddess of love, and she is stems from the Benin Kingdom and the Benin Nation in West Africa. So there are different nations that represent the Vodou pantheon, and with these Vodou pantheons that the people stored with them from West and Central Africa, they migrated, or forcibly migrated, and was removed into Haiti. And so when people think about the transatlantic slave trade, and not only we think about the role of capitalism, the forced labor, the violent abuse, sexual, physical, and emotional abuse that slavery has to offer, there's another thing that is happening that is generating how people have resisted, and even the spark of the Haitian Revolution that happened from 1791 to 1804, and that was the divinities. These Black divinities have inspired, enhanced, and helped many Black enslaved Africans, now an independent nation, to march for freedom and to fight for their rights as human beings and as people that have their own stake and their own stake in themselves. So, and when we think about the role of Catholicism, there's two links, and one is that for a number of enslaved Haitians, they had to hide their images of their African gods from West and Central Africa in these Catholic images. So again, these chromolithographs that Mama Maude has described, this is one of the Catholic saints, and then even Saint Jack historically is talked about for war and armor and fighting, and so Ogu is relative to the saints as well. Another thing that is also worth important noting is that people came in not only with, when I say people, I'm talking about enslaved Africans, especially from the Congo, have come in with Catholicism already, in terms of, because from the 14th and 15th century, Catholicism has also been in the Congo before. So again, I'm describing two different modes of history that I think is worth noting. Is not just about hiding, but then also people came in with their own religious practices as well, and Catholicism and Christianity, as well as Islam, have all been a part of these West African traditions that we're seeing in Haiti. So go ahead.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Would you like me to talk about what Vodou is?
Yes, yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes.
I'm just gonna keep jumping in with you because I saw you were on a roll, and I just wanted to add. I got too excited. So go ahead.
Okay. Vodou is a way of life, and it's a living religion. Vodou is an ancestral system, and also it's about ancestral remembrance, songs, prayers, storytelling. It's about nature, healing, justice, and you name it. When I say it's a way of life, it's everything. Vodou, it's art. Can I show you something?
Yes, show us. Ooh, oh, okay. Just let you know, Mama Maude came prepared.
Yes.
This is awesome. So what would you like to show us?
So this is a bottle. You see how beautiful this is?
Yes, and I'm seeing the same type of sequence that is used in the Vodou flags on this bottle.
Yes. And this is a packet Congo for Carrefour.
Can we go back to the bottle? Can you talk to us what this bottle is used for? And also, I'm seeing a symbol, and that symbol is when we say symbols, this is a veve. Can you describe what divinity is located for that veve?
Okay, this bottle is for Cousin Zaka.
Okay, so Cousin Zaka is the god of agriculture.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And then with this bottle, he will have his liquor. in it.
Oh, so Cousin Zaka gets a little turned a bit.
Because, he has to work in the farm.
If I had to work in the farm too, I probably would be drinking a little bit more too.
Of course, of
Yes.
course.
Okay.
Yes.
So in ceremony, the liquor is used for, especially when you call down the spirit in ceremony, and you're giving the spirit offerings. Are you just also talking about how liquor is part of the offerings that are given?
Each spirit, they have their own, I would say, choice. Yes, some of the spirits, they will want Wamba Banko, like Ogu. And then we have Dambala, who likes to take Siwo Olja. Each spirit has its own liquor. So it's on like preference. So that's why we made it a point to build the altar with all that. So when they come, you can serve them.
Okay. So can you go back to now the Paca Congo and talk to us about that? And I love how you're talking about that there's different servings and ways of honoring the spirits that require different ritual items. Because in the book, I talk about that as well, like the different types of ritual items that are used to honor the spirits and call the spirits.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this packet Congo is for cousin Zaka and cousin. Wanted to make a beautiful packet for cousin and cousin. So yes.
So packet Congos are used for healing, right? So there's different ritual materials that are put in these packet Congos that are meant for healing and help for the person that is in need. Is that it?
For healing, for love.
For love.
Yes, for whatever you want. You can make the packet Congo to serve the purpose.
Oh, I'm glad you said for love, because I'm gonna probably need that for my dating life. So I might have to come back to you again. So this is good to know. So this is when you say for healing, what type of healing do you mean? Is this for something that is in hurt? Because I know as a trained clinical profession, I know that you do a beautiful job of thinking about therapy as well as telling people that they need to go to the hospital, because Western medicine and African medicine, I've always noticed in your home always blends together. And with your background training, I noticed that is something that you always hold with each other.
Yes, when I talk about healing, I see body, mind, and soul. It's the whole person.
This is beautiful. And so with the packet Congo, that is supposed to help and aid in the healing, but it's not supposed to supplement any of the healing medical needs that is maybe you need to go to the doctors as well. Is that right?
When a person needs to go to the doctor, of course, that's what they need to do. But mental illness exists.
Yes.
And then when a person has hope, it's very easy for that person to cope with a mental illness.
Yeah.
And that's what we provide.
Yeah. I thank you so much for sharing this. What else is in your goodies? Because I didn't know that you had this ready, so this is good to know. What else do you have to show us?
Well, I have the arson. Know?
Now what is the arson?
Oh, so it's the PhD. It's the degree.
It's the PhD. I'm about to write this down. But okay, it is the PhD of Haitian Vodou.
Yes.
So what does that mean?
That means after training, after you become a Vodou priest or a Vodou priestess, and then you that's what you get. that it's proving that you are capable to practice and also to help the community.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, after initiation, after the training, the grueling training that can last several months to over a year of training,
Yes.
then you get handled the sacred rattle. Can you shake it for us so we can hear the sound to see how it looks like or sounds like? Oh, I don't know if the sound is off, but there's a beautiful rattle to it.
Yes.
So that's good to know. Dr. Porter, are you able to show us the altar to see this in it's all the way down the slide so that we can see how these materials are look like in an altar? Excellent. So just for everyone to know, because I think it's important not only to see them in static positions like the Vodou flag that is placed, that's going to be placed in the Lowe Art Museum. I wanted to showcase how these rum, drinks, food looks like in an altar at a Vodou ceremony. So this Vodou ceremony was in 2022, November 2022, which is interesting. Yeah. And this is for a Gede altar. So Gede is a spirit of life, death, and sex. And so this, if you think about like Dia de los Muertos, if you think about that's the Day of the Dead, and just like the change of weather from summer to fall, there's like this porous time in the world where there's where they say like the line is thin for the living and the ancestral world and the spiritual world. So during this time, Gede reigns over this moment. So in this image, we can see some of the food. So Maude, would you like to talk about some of the food? Because we can see the Paka Congo. Oh, yes, keep thinking, yeah. We can see I see the bottle that's specifically for Gede that's in the back with the purple and white. Those colors are these iconic colors for Gede. I'm seeing some food here.
Yes.
So tell me about the food and flowers, and I'm getting hungry.
In a ceremony, I always I'm prepared for any spirits that will come to visit. So it's not only for Gede, it's for all the spirits that will decide to show in the space. So, we have the fish and we have some pork. We have rice, like rice and beans. We have white rice. We have rice and jonjon. The black mushroom. We have some cakes. We have fruits. We have also, that was Gede's fete. So we had like, the salt earring, and then we have some goat also.
Yeah, I should have eaten before I got here. So thank you so much I appreciate you talking about like how this is for all the spirits.
Yes.
And that's a beautiful correction to think about, that even during the ceremony, even though the ceremony is meant to honor a specific spirit, you still have to place the altar for all the spirits, because all the spirits are going to be called on for help and healing, even if it's not their day.
Yes, you never know who will come to visit.
Yeah. And so Ellen just quickly asked, like, are the foods eaten by people after the ceremony?
Absolutely.
Ellen, it not only is it eaten, it is devoured. Okay. So I want to say that in Haiti, in Jacmel, where Mama Maude is hosting some of the like biggest and longest ceremonies, some of these ceremonies can go for over 24 hours. Yes. There are people from all over the community that come to her ceremonies, and she's literally feeding hundreds of people. So my favorite food, if anyone wants to know, is griot. So what is griot, Mama Maude?
Oh, it's pork.
Oh man, I can
fried pork.
Yes, fried pork. I rarely eat pork, but when I go to Haiti, I love me some grill. And what I want everyone to know is that these food that gets honored for the spirits, and imagine these now become sacred foods because of the fact that the spirits have been honored and showcased to them. Just think about an offering. And then when it gets disseminated to the rest of the people, people feel good and feel like they're getting connected with the spirit. So food and the divine play hand in hand.
That's
So,
true.
yeah. Is
Yeah.
there what's your favorite food in Mambo Mode?
Listen, I love grill, but I also like, you know, the rice and mushroom, the black mushroom.
Mhm.
Oh, yes. I love.
Yeah. And I'm seeing that some people have been watching Société Nago, the fêtes for many years. This is something that we can go back to. And Dr. Porter, if you could take us back to Vodou and Vogue. For those that don't know this about Mambo Mode has been a Vodou practitioner for over 30 years. I'm allow you to talk about yourself, but you know, we got to introduce the Beyonce of Vodou in the ways that we need to. And I want everyone to know that it's important to hear the many degrees that Mambo Mode has. She has a degree in mental health, is a mental health clinician. She has a degree in economics, and she has a degree in fashion. And so this book that I've written, and just letting everyone know that as a scholar of Africana religions, I have been to, and focusing on Haitian Vodou, I have been to over 300 ceremonies. So this is beyond Mambo Mode. I've been to ceremonies in Montreal, Canada, up and down Haiti, from Port-au-Prince and Jacmel and other parts of Haiti, and of course Miami, New Jersey, New York, California, New Orleans. And when I say there is nothing like Mambo Mode's home, 300 ceremonies is enough to say there is nothing like Mambo Mode's home when it comes to the role of fashion and aesthetics. So I mean, the book is already written, so it's the truth. It's the truth. And it's a beautiful thing to see. And even Mambo Mode, even from her presentation, what the book also showcases is that when it comes to the role of the divine and the people, that the practitioners are showcasing their gifts to the divine, and the divine opens up different opportunities for people to showcase their gifts. So what do I mean by that? I mean that I've met people who are carpenters, and I could have talked about carpentry and Vodou. And there are people that I don't know if people are familiar with there's one famous Haitian Vodou practitioner named Ati Max Beauvoir, who passed away several years ago. He was a trained biochemist, and in his Vodou home, he had over 2,000 species and plants that are dedicated to the spirits. So as a biochemist, he knew about the role of plants and their organic way in connection to the divine, because the divine uses, we talk about healing, different herbs and plants needed for the spirits and healing for ritual work. But when it comes to the role of fashion, I think that it's important to know that Mambo Mode tops the top. Her use of clothing helps us think about the ways of which that fashion connects with the spirits as well as the audience. And Mambo Mode has, I call it the Mambo Mode effect, the Mambo Mode brand. Just like when you think about Nike, McDonald's, everyone has a symbol. Mambo, you heard me say this already.
I know, but
when you think, no, but it's the truth. When you think about these symbols and these iconic moments, Mambo Mode has carved her own way of thinking about fashion, so much so that if you go to other Haitian Vodou ceremonies in Boston and in even Jacmel and Port-au-Prince, which I have, you can see Mambo Mode's dresses that you can tell people have been either watching her online, so chirp transforming. You've probably seen some of her work on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, did I miss anything else? Like online, any of the Vodou practitioners who have posted on their personal websites, and now in this book. So she has these iconic dresses that help us illuminate many different ways about thinking about the role of fashion and how it connects with the spirits and the audience and the practitioners. So as a religious studies scholar, my role was to think collectively about how fashion shapes people's understanding about religion, and then connecting it to meta understandings about labor, gender and sexuality, spirit possession, intimacy with the spirits, wink, wink. And even to recognize that Manbo Mode is creating a production in a way to think about glamour, spiritual innovation, and a market to think about the ideas about Haitian Vodou. So is there anything else you want to add about your spiritual home and having both temples in Jacmel, Haiti and in Mattapan?
Dr. Eziaku, thank you so much. Thank you for highlighting, the fact that I care so much about the tradition that I wanted to uplift. The tradition, I wanted people to see Vodou in another light. Not so much, the poor, only poor people can practice.
Yeah.
Uneducated people that will practice Vodou. Even with what we have, I wanted them to see that Vodou is it's such a sacred and pure and beautiful religion. I asked my spirit, I said, okay, I don't even know how I'm going to do that, but I know that I want people to see Vodou, to see a Vodou priestess or a Vodou priest or any practitioner, and to say, wow, this is beautiful. That for me, my dream came true. That's what I wanted to do. So I started that way. I started, to showcase.
Yeah.
I started to make dresses that will stay in the norm, like, the colors and also the style a little, but I will change. I change it, make it, like you said, glamorous.
So
yeah.
as we're talking about glamour, I see Catherine, you're getting excited. You're jumping into want to see some images. So let's go into the images. We're going to move along, Dr. Porter, into the space where Manbo Mode is selecting the types of fashion and fabrics. So Catherine, I hope that this gets you just a bit excited to read the book. And just to see Manbo Mode, this is the time that you were able to take me to the shopping in Cambridge, Massachusetts, called Sophisticated. I think that's such a creative name, first of all, though Sophisticated. And to think about the role of fashion and even the production of fashion. So for people that, if you're able to read, this is part of my chapter 1 in the book, where I'm exploring the use of seeing how Manbo Mode gets the work done, how she gets inspired by the Vodou spirits, how she uses her own training as a fashion designer to think about the clothes. And when we see in this image, especially on the image on the right side, where she's holding this red silk
sequence.
Is a print, thank you, print fabric. This is such a multi-sensorial experiences. She is holding the dress, smelling the dress. One time you put the dress so close to your face, and then you do a prayer to see if these fabrics are actually needed for the particular fete that you're interested in. So Manbo, can you walk us through what is it like to go shopping at this space? And again, you've been in this shopping space for over, you said 20 years? How long has it been?
Oh, longer than that. I've been in the United States for 33 years now. And since I've been doing this, I've been going to the store, Sophisticated. And I made so many trips there. And before I go to the store, I ask spirits to speak to me.
Mm.
And I said, I'm not feeling you. If I don't feel anything, I'm like, what are you saying? What are you telling me?
Mm.
Because I have a vision and I want to, to find the right fabric that can make the right, design.
Mm-hmm.
So I will go, I will check, and I will talk to the owner of the store. She knows me. She calls me by my name.
Mm.
Yes. So I will go and say, oh, I'm looking for this fabric. Is there any chance that you will have it? And she was like, okay, let me see what I can do.
Mm.
And then I will go back again. When the minute that I see what I'm looking for, I'm like, okay, that's it. And I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you make your own dresses, or do you have a team that makes the dresses?
I don't have the time, but I will design. I will draw.
You'll draw, but you have not only a team in both Mattapan, Massachusetts, but you also have people in Jacmel, Haiti that you send the fabric to, you ship the fabric to, and then have it being made for not only for you, but also the members of the Vodou home, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So, we're going to move on to think about one of the spirits. I want us to think about, since it's the Gede season, we're in the Gede times, I want us to focus on a couple of your fashion choices. Now that we saw like the fabric store, let's go into looking at one of the clothes. So Dr. Porter, can you go to the next slide? So this is the spirit. Oh no, the first one of the Gede symbol. Yes. So we already saw the Gede altar, right? And the altar that is set up for the spirit Gede. And we know that, again, we know that this is Gede because Gede is the guardian of the cemetery, the keeper of life, death, and sexuality. And so, Mambo Maude, when you were starting out in the 1990s, I remember you telling me a story that you had a dream of the spirits talking to you about dressing better. So can you just briefly talk about that? What was that like to have that type of encounter? Briefly.
Okay, because I'm shy and I'm a very simple person, so I used to to dress like a student. Yes, and so I started out as a Mambo Makut. I didn't have the accent yet, and then so I will go to people's home to do ceremony for them, and then this person kind of hired me to do a ceremony for her. And so I got ready and I went. But no, I got ready to go. And then I had a dream. I saw one of my spirits, at the ceremony. And oh my God, she was singing. What a beautiful voice. And I was admiring her. And I said, oh my God, you can sing so beautifully. I wish I could sing like you. And she said, she looked like she sized me up. And she's like, you can sing like me. And I said, oh, no, I can't. And she said, I'm telling you, you can sing like me. But listen, the way you dress, I don't like, because you dress like a Mamboti call it.
And that means Mambo with little means. So
Yeah.
she basically called you a basic chick. I was gonna say a basic bitch, but that you basically she called you basic. She said you're basic. Okay. And again, I want us to point out that what you're hearing for everyone that is being introduced to Haitian Vodou, that in Vodou cosmology and for people that practice the religious tradition, dreams are such a big component of Haitian Vodou. Dreams represent this in-between state, in between consciousness and subconsciousness. And it's a way for the spirits to talk to members of that are invested and honor the divinities in Haitian Vodou. So there are a number of religious traditions that talk about the power of dreams. And so what you're seeing and hearing is that in the case of Mama Maude, there was a divinity that told her that you're basic, that you need to dress up,
Yes.
and that you need to come out and show out. And if you guys are interested, this is also a part of chapter 1 where Mama Maude is inspired. But again, this helps us, this illuminates this way of thinking about Vodou and the cosmological practices and understanding about how people understand what they know and how they know, and why even for Mama Maude, she says that Vodou is beautiful, because the spirits are also telling her that the space and the tradition is beautiful. So you better dress up.
Yes. Yes. Because when they come to me in dreams, they come like kings and queens. You should see them. You should see the outfit.
So they're like royal. So basically, from the ways that you're going back to the fabric store, you're trying to emulate and reflect that type of glamour. And this is something that I think everyone should know, that this goes beyond the stereotypes and the degradation of Vodou. And this is what we just talked about, Mama Maude, about how people are thinking that Vodou is only for the poor. Like, there is a number of massive people that are practicing the religious traditions that, just like Mama Maude, have jobs, have degrees, and there are people that are practicing that don't have any means. But that doesn't mean that the religious tradition is demarcated to not a space of glamour and beauty, because the religious tradition is very beautiful.
Yes.
So I want us to point out that Gede also talked to you in the dream.
Yes.
And you talked about in the dream that Gede spoke to you and said, here's how I like you when you're going for the Gede ceremony. This is in 1992. Here's how I want you to come. So do you want to jump in about that?
Yeah.
The story is great, y'all. So I'm like, we all have to hear this story, and one of the inspirations of going, I have to make sure this is a book.
Yes. So I used to purchase, like purple color, or black or white outfit to like I would go to the African store to get dressed. And then one night Gede came, with the powder on his face, like, dressed. And then he said, "Me Gede," like, "Here is Gede." Turn around so I can see. And I woke up and I said, "Oh my God, okay." So that's when I decided, okay, so I'm going to purchase a man clothes outfit for Gede to wear. And so that's what I did.
Yeah. What I love about this, and what you're talking about the chalk on the face, for people that this is their first time understanding what Vodou, there's many signs and symbols that help us understand which spirit it is. So chalk smeared across the face is also a symbol for being dead. It's a symbol that you're not in the land of the living. And then also shades. Mama, you want to talk about what the shades are? Because I think this is cool. Why does he wear shades? Why is he so cool for school?
Are you talking about the
sunglasses?
Yes. So Gede can see in the real world, the world of the living, and also the world of the dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And again, for Mama Maude to wear a suit during ceremony, and this is what I talk about in terms of the scholastic underpinnings of the gender fluidities that are happening. This is rare, everyone. I want everyone to know this. Again, I've been to ceremonies for over a decade. I rarely see women at all dress up as a suit or a military outfit to represent male spirits. Usually they'll just wear iconic colors, like for the case of Gede, like purple or white and black, and in dress form to showcase the spirits. But for the case of Mama Maude, to wear a suit and tie really does showcase how nuanced and fluid the gender practices and bending are in Vodou, and as well as to talk about the fashion creativity that can be allowed in that space. And then I again, because I love talking about sex, can you talk about this stick that Gede has? What is the stick doing?
It's the sexual.
Yeah, it's about sex. So,
Yes.
so as a spirit of life, death, and sex, Gede is a very, very playful and fun spirit. So if anyone gets a chance to look at some YouTube videos, Manbo has these videos where this Gede during in possession, Gede will hold the stick and they'll be basically like his phallic a symbol, and he'll go around and say, you know, this is my dick. This is and it's supposed to be a symbol of potency, of ferocity and fervor. And so he'll go to men and go, my dick is better than yours. And then, or he'll go to women, both non-binary and queer and trans folks, and be like, yeah, your person doesn't treat you well, but if you fuck me, then this is going to be great. So it's very playful, but what it showcases in these moments of play is the dynamism of Vodou, but also talk about like just to have these real conversations about these everyday norms that are happening in the world, which is, again, people live, people die, and there's a number of people that have sexual relations. So Dr. Porter, if you go to the next slide, because then we could see that we saw something from 1992, but now we're seeing stuff that's happening in 2010 and 2016. So I mentioned before, Manbo has perfected the use of wearing suits for Gede, which again is an unheard of fashion practice in Vodou. Most people wear dresses, and the dresses that we see on the right side with members of Manbo's community, these are the traditional female dresses that are used in ceremonies. So Manbo, can you talk about these dresses, and what was it like to make these dresses, and what inspired you to make these dresses?
Yes. To make the dresses, I will like I said, I will have the vision first. Like I will envision all the, you know, the practitioners downstairs to see how it will look on them. And then I will go to the store. When I see the fabric, sometimes I will find the fabric that I'm thinking about, and other times I won't find the fabric, and I have to work with what I have. So I will, you know, sometimes I will change the style based on the fabric. So that's how I'm able to come up with some, you know, with some designs.
Yeah. And for time purposes, I would like to showcase, Dr. Porter, can you showcase the two women wearing another dress for a different spirit? Yes. So just for time purposes, this is for the divinity of Dambala. We just saw the Gede for dresses. And I think that what I also wanted to show is that there are different colors that are symbolized for the different divine. And again, as Mama Maude is talking about how she searches for the fabric, people are either sometimes bringing in their own fabric, or Mama Maude finds particular pieces that are meant for different practitioners. So here we have two Mambos wearing the dresses and embracing each other and holding each other. But we know that this is for the Dambala. This is the spirit of wisdom and the spirit of wisdom and the serpent snake divinity. Green and white is used to honor the spirit. So yeah. And then lastly, because I know, yes, Dawn, isn't it amazing? These three dresses are awesome. I want to end by thinking about our relationship, Manbo Maude. So if Dr. Porter, if you go to our last one, as a scholar that has worked with Manbo Maude for over a decade, I think it's important to talk about that our relationship has grown over time. I see Manbo laughing because there is times where, and for those that are anthropologists in the room, you know that there's times where like you can make mistakes and faux pas as you enter in these spaces. And so as a researcher, I had to learn how to understand these religious traditions. Again, from my background, I'm Nigerian, American coming from the Igbo tradition. So again, my own background is Christian with an influence of African twist, and we could talk about that more later. But I want everyone to know in this image, if you can make it bigger, Dr. Porter, that it is also as a person that's non-initiated and someone that is not non-initiated in Vodou, to touch somebody's head in Vodou, their sacred head that's initiate, is very rare, because most of the time it's only an initiate can touch the head, because the head is seen as the most sacred, where the spirit can reside, where when people get taken over by the spirits, that's where what is part of the initiation. There's initiation work that's with the head and the psyche. So Mama Maude, I have a question that I want to end with. This is not prepared, this is not scripted, but I do want to know just quickly, has there ever been a time where I have annoyed you, where you're like, oh Lord, this is a lot?
Okay.
And don't worry, we've been through it. So, I'm ready.
Yes. Our relationship has grown. I remember when you first came to the temple with Dr. Claudine Michel and Dr. Kira Daniels. I met you, but I didn't have any, real connection with you. And then, as the time passed, so I know that you wanted to do research. And so, yes, you know how I am.
I do.
So sometimes I found that you were on my face, too much. I noticed some aggressivity, and I'm like, okay, no, not like that.
Yeah. So basically, I was a bit too much in the ways I was asking questions.
Yes.
And if you ever get a chance, anyone gets a chance to read in Vodou and Vogue, I talk about that as part of my faux pas that I've made in my understanding of Vodou. That there is ways of asking questions in my ethnographic methods. There's ways that I could have approached the space better, but I had to learn over time. So if anyone is interested in being an ethnographer of religious studies, know that this takes time, that the work and relationship that Mama Maude has, this has grown over time. So don't think that you can get into your first year and think you're gonna know all about a religious tradition. But this is something that my aggressive, and for my friends that are on the live to know that I am very intense. So so there are ways that Mom would have to learn about me, and then there's ways that I had to learn about how to ask the right questions to Mom Maude and the rest of the Vodou community. So I want to end there and just tell Mom Maude, thank you so much. This is the beginning of our world tour. And I'm so grateful for your time and just the fact that you allowed me in your space to understand the Vodou ways in this tradition. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. Dr. Nwokocha and Manbo Maude, this has been such a beautiful conversation. I think we have like a minute or two. We could get maybe a question or two in. And so one of the questions written in the chat is, how often are ceremonies held? Are there specific holidays?
Manbo, do you want to answer?
Yes. So in Boston, Massachusetts, so we have 3 official ceremonies. In March for Dambala, in May for Kuzenzaka, and then in November for the Gede. But in between, we have so many ceremonies, like for spiritual weddings, like I would say, client who needs client who will need me to conduct a ceremony for them. So we always have ceremonies at the temple. And in Haiti, so when I go to Haiti, it's like a month and a half worth of ceremonies. It's like day and night. So I do initiation and I do spiritual weddings there. I do spiritual feedings there. And also now I do the fete that will last a week.
And all of these things that Mama Maude has talked about the spiritual weddings, some of the fetes that are taking place, that is all also in the book. So again, you just got a really sneak peek into look at the book, the ceremonies, and the fashion senses that take place in the book as well. So
And
yeah.
I love this cover. Can you just very quickly explain what this image is?
Yeah, so I was in my bag when I took that photo. So I want everyone to know majority of the photos are mine, and I'm claiming that stuff. So I'm Nigerian and I'm proud of my shit. So this is Kuzenzaka. Mama Mo, do you want to do this? Do you want to talk about this?
You should talk about it.
Real quick. This was a Vodou ceremony in November 2022, and no, not November, excuse me, May of 2022 for Kuzenzaka. And Kuzenzaka had taken over and possessed Mambo mode. And Kuzenzaka was really sad because of the fact that no one remembered his song. And so when I got the picture, I was watching the audience and watching how some people had to remember the song that was from Haiti. And so it was about memory and like forlornness. And then people lit the candle so that Kuzenzaka was able to hear and see that they loved him, and for him not to be sad because they remember this. So, and someone found the memory or remember the song that he wanted to sing. So I captured this exact moment of this idea of a loss and forlornness, but then also hope. So that's what I love about this cover, and with the colors. You see like the Vodou in Vogue. I was thinking about the Vogue magazine and wanted to showcase glamour, to also just to combat the stereotypes of the religious tradition. But then also to see like this could be glamorous, this could be exciting. Just like the colors of red and blue and white, not only to represent Haiti, but also to represent the United States as well. So I was very particular about the colors and the choices. So I also want to give a shout out to UNC Press for helping help me achieve that dream of that really exciting and provocative book.
Yeah. It's phenomenal. I thank you so much, Dr. Nwokocha and Mambo Maude, for sharing your knowledge, but also your beautiful spirits with the Lowe. It has been a great pleasure to meet you. I personally have just completely vibed with Eziaku personally. And so I wanted to thank everyone also who attended tonight. You were wonderful. Thank you for joining in the chat, and for Dr. Nwokocha to pick up on that so fluently. That was just lovely. We love your feedback, and we listen to it. It really means a lot to us. So if you can hover over this QR code and fill in a survey, that will create more and better programs, which is how we got this one tonight. I will also send out an email with a link for the same survey tomorrow. So have a wonderful night, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Lowe Connects.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So much, everyone. I see you, Mel. I see you, Kay. I see you, Justin. Love some of y'all. So much love. I see you all. Thank you for the over 50, 60 people that are here. This is awesome. Y'all are awesome. And it was raining too. So I hope that you buy the book. Yeah, this was so much fun. And again, Manbo, thank you so much. This is a joy. This is the first of many. Dr. Porter, I see you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. This was awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful program. Good night.
Okay. Good night. Good night.